Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dr. Daniel Martin. I am your professor for Management 3614, Organizational Behavior. This video will walk you through the syllabus and some of the tools you'll be using over the course of this quarter. As you know, this is an online class, so we'll be working predominantly through email. Every once in a while I will send you a video update, though, giving you some insights or tools to help you into your voyage into OB. So what are the objectives of this course? I want to make sure that you can observe and analyze both individual and group behavior, as well as make recommendations based on your observations. I want you to have a better understanding of your own behavior, both as an employee and as a manager as well. This will also bleed into your personal life. We want you to be more effective in groups as well. Your communication skills are absolutely critical, making this a challenge for an online course, but I trust that you guys will be engaged by the assignments I give you in this manner, and I'll be able to understand your progress based on your final exercises. So I want you to be able to present your ideas both verbally and in writing. You're going to be doing it predominantly in writing because this is an online class. What's the textbook we're going to be using? We're going to be using the Organizational Behavior textbook over at Flat World Knowledge. Look, ladies and gentlemen, it is free if you use it online. You can go ahead and offer me your applause later, but the reality of the situation is it's mandatory to read. It's a very straightforward book. It's good. I will be offering you some other supplemental readings as well, but you do have to read the text. Just because it's free does not mean it is supplemental. It is mandatory. If you want to get a hard copy of the book, you can order it for about $39 straight from Flat World Knowledge. Let me go ahead and show you where that is so you don't have any questions. I merely go ahead here. This is Flat World Knowledge. You can just type it directly into Google. Right over here you can see there's the catalog category. Click on business and economics, and here we go. You'll find that there are tons of books that are free for you to use. Just my connection seems to be a little bit slow today. So while we're waiting, I will go ahead and, oh, here we go. So let's go ahead and scroll down and we'll find Organizational Behavior. If you're interested in any of these books, I recommend them. They're pretty straightforward and easy to use. Here's Organizational Behavior right here. Go ahead and click on the text, and it will ask you a few questions, but based on your answers you can dive right into reading the textbook. Do you need to have a password? No, you don't need to. You see this right here? Read this book online. Click on that and it will take you directly to the book. So we'll give this a moment to go ahead and load, and I encourage you to do your reading a week in advance. As I said, the chapters are pretty concise. They'll be asking you some questions in there you can feel free to address, but unless I assign anything specifically from the book, you will not be using it. So this is the very beginning of the text. It tells you a little bit about the authors. But you can see on the side there's the table of contents, and you can just go ahead and follow according to the chronological order here. Alright, so there you have it. That is your textbook. You can go ahead and get started on that immediately. Let's go back to your syllabus so we can talk a little bit about your assignments. So again, that's your textbook. You guys already have copies of your syllabus. I sent it to you a day or two ago, as well as you're able to find it on Blackboard. I don't like Blackboard. I don't use Blackboard. I use something else called mobilemba.org/u. This is where all your materials will be, and this is where you're going to be getting some of your materials, like the PowerPoint slides and other related material as I post it. So let me show you what this looks like, because we're going to want you to go ahead and sign up. So again, I've gone ahead and opened this up already. You can see Mobile MBA is built around specific classes, General Management, and there's your class, Organizational Behavior. So here's the first chapter. The chapters are named the exact same as they are in your text, so you can follow along. Let's go ahead and click on Intro to Organizational Behavior, and it's going to ask you to go ahead and sign in. Where do you do that? Do you do this here? No, not until you actually have your access key. Okay? Here is where you're going to sign in. Is this your first time here? Yes. You're going to click on this. It's going to ask you to create a username. It's going to ask you to create a password, and then it's going to give you access to the website. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. When you sign in, make sure you're using the name that you use in Blackboard. The name that you use in Blackboard, the official name that goes on your materials in the university. I won't be seeing you this quarter. So if you use some sort of strange name like Mr. Johnson or Frankie110712 or something like this, I won't know who you are and you will not be graded. So it's imperative that you use the name that is represented in Blackboard. Okay? So once you've done that, it will email you. Ladies and gentlemen, check your junk mail, check your spam mail. I've never had any problems with these systems unless it goes to your junk mail and your spam mail. Please, before you write me, check your junk mail, check your email. You can use whatever email account you want to. You can use your Gmail account, you can use your Yahoo account, you can use your Hotmail account, you can use your Horizon account. I don't care. But you have to go ahead and use that. Okay? I'm going to log in because obviously I already have a password, and it will take me directly to the class itself. And what you'll see here is the deck. Okay? And this is your PowerPoint slides for the first chapter. Now, I'll be posting more materials in here, but don't stress. If it's not assigned, you don't need to worry about it. Okay? So that's how to get in, and you guys can do that at your own well, I would do it today. Get started now. Let's go back to the syllabus, and let's talk a little bit about grading and requirements. So I'll be giving you two tests, a midterm and a final. Before I actually send this to you guys a week in advance, I will send you actual questions that are on the test. Now, before you get too excited, recognize that I'm just going to be sending you the questions. I'm not going to be sending you the answers. I'll be sending you probably around 120 questions per test, but I'll only be using 10 of those questions. So it behooves you to study in advance because the actual questions will be part of that 120 question study guide that I send you. I just won't send you the answers. Okay? You need to know that your test is timed. You have about 10 minutes to take the test. The test is available for 24 hours. So when you have a 10-minute space to go ahead and take the test, you can take it anytime within that 24-hour period. However, you only have 10 minutes once you start. Now, before you say, oh, that's too little time, let me tell you, people who are well prepared take less time. So the relationship between test time and test performance is actually very inverted. The less time it takes you, usually the more prepared you are and the higher your grade. So take that into consideration as you go forward. You also have a skills development paper. It's detailed fairly well in your syllabus. I'll let you go ahead and take a look at that. You're also going to be doing participation points. And what does that mean? That means you're going to be doing a grade assignment using SF-Gate. And I know that we have people all around the country, but I like using SF-Gate because it's just a handy tool. So what do I want you to do? SF-Gate is the homepage of the SF Chronicle. Let me go ahead and show you what that looks like. And here it is, and whatever the case is, I want you to go ahead and on a weekly basis find an article in regards to organizational behavior. It could be stress, it could be job performance, it could be whatever topic that we're focused on that week, and there's more than a lot of different topics in any given chapter. So why don't we say stress, and we can use the search tab. You don't need to read the entire paper every day, and what will happen is it'll give us materials to look at. So here's some pieces on, oh, maybe there's people who lie at work. That might be a great kind of topic. Let's go ahead and click on that. And ladies and gentlemen, you may not find the exact perfect match the first time, so do look around. The neat thing about this is you'll be going through this and you'll read it and then you'll post a comment. And the comment here is really your opportunity to put on your teacher's hat. There's no point in going to school, ladies and gentlemen, unless you apply your knowledge. So what I want you to do is I want you to integrate the materials you're learning from your chapters and what you're learning from your assignments with what you just read in the paper. In other words, in the article. Then what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to support your perspective by adding a link to another article that explains the specific points in more detail. So what does that mean? We're talking about 2 paragraphs per week in regards to an article that is related to one of the topics from that week's chapter. You're also going to offer a supporting link within that comment box so people who are interested in getting more information can click on it and find out more. Okay? Pretty straightforward. Let's go back to the syllabus. There'll be some details here. I need to let you know that the expectations that you maintain integrity are obviously high, and they're live in my class. I have some expertise in plagiarism. You can read any of my articles that have been published in that area. What can we say about plagiarism or cheating? Well, you could be kicked out of the program if you do either of them, so please don't waste your time. The goal here is really to learn as much as you can and apply this material. If you have any disability or ADA kind of requirement, please don't hesitate to zip me an email and let me know, and we can work out some kind of accommodation. It's not a problem. Since you're not on campus, I don't know where you should be going during an emergency situation, but I think it's just wise to be aware of the problems that might be in your area, whether that's an earthquake, tornado, hurricane, typhoon, fire, etc., etc. So you can take a look at those things too. What's our schedule look like? It's going to flow right through the chapters, but these are the only chapters you guys are going to be expected to cover over the course of the 10 weeks. We'll be looking at this from a tentative perspective because I may make slight changes, but I'll update you guys whenever those types of things happen. So I'm going to leave you with a couple points before we go any further. I really want you to do the following things. I really want you to go ahead and find an association that's local to you, that's irrelevant to your career. What do I mean by this? If you're in the Bay Area, go to Google, type in Bay Area, and then whatever your discipline is, whether that's accounting, whether that's finance, whether that is human resources, and then association. You'll find lots of different associations that are out there that exist solely to benefit your occupation. Not the specific corporation or company that these people are coming from, but the occupation itself. I want you to become involved in these organizations. They're going to enable you to find jobs that are never listed on Monster, Hot Jobs, Indeed, or any of these other places. Number 2, start listening to a well-rounded newscast to keep yourself up to date about changing norms in the world as well as in the world of work. So I recommend 88.5 KQED here in the Bay Area. That's an NPR station, but you can get an NPR station just about anywhere in the United States, or you can stream it live on your iTunes if you so desire. The other things I want to say very quickly is get on LinkedIn. You can link in with me if you so desire. I'm Dan Martin, VP on LinkedIn. I need you to start thinking about your career. I want you to start having your dossier online. I want you to have a resume online. I want you to start networking online. Last but not least, I want you to start following experts in your field, whether that's organizational behavior or otherwise, on Twitter. A nice way to keep abreast of things and to stay on top of the world. You can follow me on Twitter at Dan Martin PhD. Or no, excuse me, it's Dr. Dan Martin. Whatever the case, I look forward to working with you guys over the course of this quarter. You'll be hearing from me again shortly. Please do all the things that I detailed in this little screencast, and we'll be touching base very shortly. Take care now. Bye-bye. Welcome to the class.